talk now about our IRAC essay. The IRAC essay is something that causes people a little bit of stress, and I hope that it ends up not being too stressful of an activity. So let me tell you what it's about. IRAC is the way that lawyers think through a problem. And what it basically stands for is issue, rule, analysis, and conclusion. And sometimes you see it written as FIRAC because the facts have to be in there too. So here's what you need. The facts. What is it that we need to know about the scenario? And keep in mind the need. A lot of times people want to have in lots of extraneous pieces of information. You really just want, what's essential to understanding the question and answering it. So issue is the question that we're trying to answer. And it may be a question like, was there a crime here? Or, can we find battery in this situation? Was the proper procedure followed to get a legal outcome? Something like that. What's the question that we're trying to answer? Rule. What law will answer the question? And the beautiful thing about the law is that the law answers all of the questions, and if there's no law that speaks to it, then we can't answer the question. And it's just nice and straightforward like that. And it's important to remember that your personal opinion, completely irrelevant. We don't want to know what you think. And it's not that I don't care what you think, but when we're talking about the law, what you think does not matter. So I really don't want to see anywhere in an IRAC essay, I believe, or I think, or in my opinion, completely irrelevant. I don't want to know, what does the law say? So what rule of law is going to answer this question? And then the analysis. How does the law apply to the facts? You just put the two together. And you'll see as we start to talk about the law that the law is usually broken up into little parts, and you can apply each part to the facts, and it all comes together very nicely. It's almost like the scientific method. You just go through, you put the pieces together, and at the end you have a complete puzzle. It's very nice. And then the conclusion. What's the answer to the question? It's just that straightforward. In law school, we spend a lot of time writing an IRAC, and if you ever would like to be a lawyer or work in a law office or have anything to do with any lawyers, this is really the way that lawyers think. And so when they ask you a question, even just a casual question, they actually expect you to answer it sort of in IRAC format, in sort of this direct, orderly, and organized way of thinking, and they tend to get a little frustrated with answers that don't quite fall into this structure. Anyways, I will of course talk to you way more about how to write IRAC essays later on. But I just want to tell you a little bit about the requirements for the essay. You want to, of course, properly apply the IRAC structure. And we'll have sort of a low-stakes practice essay to start off so that you'll get a chance to learn how to do it. It's about 450 to 550 words, so it's not going to be a really long essay. Really, the energy is going to go into the thought and the crafting of the essay. Of course, you'll want to use all your best writing skills, and you'll want to use proper citation format, and that is legal citation format for the IRAC essays. For all of our other things, you can use whatever format citation that you'd like. If you want to use MLA or APA, I don't care. But when we're writing our IRAC essays, I want you to use legal citation, and I'll provide you with a cheat sheet on how to do that. And finally, you'll submit that assignment in the assignment Dropbox, which I will provide for you. We're going to do two of these independently, where you just write your own, but one of our IRAC essays is going to be a collaborative essay, where you'll work with a small team of colleagues to come up with the best essay that you can. And that is it for part 4. We'll go on to the activity and discussion next.